Let's get into, this is a big one, people. Google I/O has started, and we got some announcements coming down.
Is that what the update in my phone was?
So, Android P, which I actually kind of hoped wasn't happening.
Why?
Because
Oh, you were hoping it would be...
I was hoping they were going to make the transition into Fuchsia, but they haven't yet.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, that's going to happen. It's just that it's a whole, remember, they're developing a whole entire new OS from the ground up. That's running at 120 frames per second.
If the phone can handle it.
No, that's the standard. It has to, if the phone can't handle it, they can't run it.
Okay.
It runs at 120 frames per second.
Well, none of our phones could. His might.
Maybe.
No, well, if it can do the video at that speed.
Well, no. When we talked about Fuchsia before, the head of the development of Fuchsia said most phones all developed nowadays can push 120 frames per second.
Oh. But a freaking Xbox One can't.
Because the hardware that's in them can push it. So he said the phones are not being used for the hardware that's built into them. So that's the idea behind Fuchsia.
Wait, hold on.
But P is the next Android version.
When we were at PAX East and we were talking to one of the developers for one of the games, he says that Samsung was updating their... Maybe you did it or he said it. I don't know who said it. They said that Samsung's updating their system for their game to work at 120 frames per second. Is this what is the story that kind of like that follows that here?
Well, a lot of people are going towards that route because they know that's where it's going.
I don't see why it wouldn't, though, the way technology of phones are now, you know?
Yeah, for instance, like all our phones, even like for right now, even if you have a phone that has 3 gigs of RAM, your phone's probably not using even close to that still. They're way overpowered for the hardware they're running. Well, for the software they're running.
3 gigs of RAM, not even you.
You're probably not even using 3 gigs of RAM. Not even close. Even if you have only 3 gigs of RAM. Where phones are starting to come with 8 gigs of RAM. And you're not going to use close to that. I've looked at numbers, they're not using any of that.
Mine's using 2.2 out of 4.
Yeah, see, so you're not using 3.
But the available space is 1.1.
Yes.
Because it's
dedicated
to the
so you just proved my point. You're not even using 3.
I just think phones shouldn't come with 4 gigs. It should be 8 or 6.
Well, no, they're not. That's
not
the
necessary.
point. They're not using it. The software right now is built where it can't even use that.
That's why
there's no need for that hardware.
That's why iPhones took so long to get off of 2 gigs.
Yeah, there's no need for that hardware. The software is not there to use it. So even the PUBG mobile game doesn't use that. So we're not seeing that kind of. And if you want to talk about Fortnite, because we just got done talking about Fortnite, Fortnite is on iOS and it doesn't even use half a gig of RAM. I've looked at.
Wow.
So,
more optimized than on PC.
Yeah, well, it's really well optimized. Well, iOS is very optimized in general. And there's reasons why it's locked down because Google can't exactly lock those. They would have, for Google to have that the way iOS is, they would have to tell Samsung, hey, this is the operating system for the phone you're developing. You can't change anything on it. But the problem is Samsung won't do that.
What?
So nothing. I just had a moment. I just realized why I like phones without headphone jacks now.
Without headphone jacks?
One of the people I work with. Sorry, this is off topic, but you just reminded.
That's fine.
You brought up iOS and iPhone, and this is one of the reasons why I never went back to iPhone. Because every time I got an iPhone, the headphone jack would get lint and crap in it, and then it would act like there's headphones in there, and you have to take like a Q-tip or some airbrush or something to get it out. And then half the time it wouldn't clean it out. It would just say, "Oh, it's still there." Yeah. I went through 5 iPhones because of that. Now one of the workers where I work came by. She goes, "My phone's stuck in headphone mode." I'm like, I put my light on. I go, "Well, you have about 5 pounds of lint in here." And and take it to Apple because they're gonna give you a new phone. They're gonna give you a new phone. That's what they do every time because that headphone jack sucks because it gets everything in it.
Well, it's easier than taking the phone apart, so that's why.
But don't worry now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I understand why the headphone jack is out. Not just to clear room for space, because now they cleared room from that crap ever not happening ever again.
Another thing is, when you're plug in, when you're getting audio through the USB, it's much better quality than the headphone jack.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I realize, and this is a stupid mistake on my behalf, I got a radio transmitter for my car that sends a Bluetooth feed to my phone. I didn't realize if I hold a button, I could turn the volume up on the radio transmitter. So the whole time, I'm like, this volume sucks.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't hear the music. Finally, I turn it up, I'm like, oh. So now my Bluetooth works fine. But I understand why the headphone jacks are out. So if I ever get another phone there's a headphone jack missing, I'm okay, because my car has Bluetooth now.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, 10 biggest announcements from Google.
Okay, so Android P. So goodbye the 3-button navigation. Hello, digital well-being dashboard.
Which is literally just like freaking iPhone.
Yeah,
Digital what?
digital well-being. So you're gonna pull it up and you're gonna see
You
like
just
this.
swipe up
Yeah,
like iPhone.
yeah,
Like my phone right now.
I don't know.
You can swipe up with everything.
yeah. Which is actually
That's gone.
yeah,
Well, I can get rid of it.
yeah.
It's still not that. It's
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
So it's a little bit different, and it actually kind of reminds me of a revised version of Gingerbread, of what they did during Gingerbread. So
Is that like Android 4?
yeah, it was like Android. Yeah, no, Android 3.
Oh,
Yeah, so Gingerbread had a pull-down menu from the top that was kind of like this. It was almost identical. Except this is pulled from the bottom. So, which is kind of neat.
The benefits of this.
more screen real estate.
Yes.
What, just
So
about
that
like-
you're not
like
having
a
the
quarter
bottom
of an
taken
inch?
up by the control things. The apps themselves will control within the apps. You know what I mean? They're not going to be permanently there taking up
So
real
this is
estate.
an update that's coming?
This is the next build that's going to be, well, it's out now. It's coming out to people like myself, who want to take it upon themselves and take the code and flash it.
Get the beta.
You can do that.
So eventually I will probably get this update for my phone.
Maybe.
He'll probably be one of the first to get it.
No, not necessarily. Okay. So the phones that will first get it, well, right now you can actually launch the development builds because obviously Google has developed this, so it'll work with the Pixel phones.
Yeah.
It'll work with the Nexus phones. It'll work with the Nexus tablets and the Pixel tablets. I supposedly it'll work with the Essential phone.
Oh, what? Oh, Google Duplex? What?
Yeah, hold on before we get to
Don't
all
go
those.
ahead.
Yeah, before we go to that. So it'll work with all those off the bat.
And once everything goes to P, they should be all getting updates more regularly.
Well, Google made a strict stipulation though, because they couldn't make everybody just go, "Hey, you have to run this software." They gave them 6 months. They gave 6 months, or tell customers they're not getting the update. And sadly, more companies are saying we're not doing updates lately, and just saying, "Hey, buy our new phone; it'll have the update."
Speaking of that,
Because it's kind of sad.
ZTE is out of the phone market for the next 7 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I read that.
Holy wow!
Yep. So I won't be getting an
A new
Accent
ZTE. No.
9.
You might be getting that Sony one that has a big bezel on the bottom that's 4K.
No, I'll
Xperia.
get that.
Yeah, the Essential phone is really tempting me right now because it's $350 and a lot of
Don't.
it's $350 and it's like everywhere.
That
so it's-
glass is so friggin' fragile.
and it's getting the Android P update like tomorrow,
Fragile.
which is really cool.
You need to watch drop tests on that Essential phone. That Essential phone has the worst glass on that phone.
Yeah,
Oh.
but so does the iPhone X.
Yeah, and so does my
Well,
phone right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Well, but I mean, the word between iPhone X and the Essential, those are the two worst ones on the market for break in seconds.
Yeah, but
And you have a history of breaking your phone.
Yeah, I know.
just
So-
this phone, actually.
Yeah, it's just
the
this phone,
he
really.
has.
I literally my OnePlus. I think I dropped that thing straight on cement like a dozen times and didn't even scratch.
Yeah.
What happens with this one? This one's indestructible.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, all you gotta do is get that liquid coating that you say works.
Yeah.
It hasn't scratched yet.
Yeah, but it says it won't break either.
Okay.
No, it didn't say it won't
It
break.
didn't say it wouldn't
No,
break?
it, just,
Alright.
it makes it scratch proof.
So, new Google Assistant voices. So, Google's virtual assistant is getting some more voices variety. Users will get to pick from 6, additional natural sounding voices.
So no Microsoft Sam.
Yeah, I hear,
Like-
I hear they sound really good.
Yeah. The voice Holly O and John, what do you got? John Legend was also coming to Assistant later this year.
That's weird.
Huh.
No Patrick
I hope-
Stewart.
I want like Homer Simpson.
I'm a Peter Griffin.
There you go.
I want the computer from Star Trek.
Oh, jeez.
Love that one.
That's what I want.
No, we're gonna give Ben Ozzy Osbourne on his GPS.
Or I want
Take it up there.
the HAL 3000 whatever the from,
Mr. T.
Space Odyssey.
Mr. T.
That would be really cool. Okay, now let's get into Google
I'm curious.
Duplex.
Your update?
Okay,
Great.
perhaps the most jaw-dropping moment of today's keynote came when Sundray Pichai played back a recording of a Google Assistant calling a hair salon to make an appointment. So this is going to be a new feature within Google Assistant. So you can make appointments to places just from your Google Assistant.
Wow.
And it'll make the appointment for you.
I always wonder how that call thing worked in Google.
Well, this is new.
This is something completely different. This is AI calling people for you.
Would you make an appointment for Ben Benoit at the hair trimmer's place? Thank you.
It'll be at 7 p.m. Okay.
Good.
Wow.
Oh wow, there was no hint. So there was also I didn't notice that part. So the person that picked up the phone didn't even realize it was an AI talking to them.
There was no hint of a robotic voice. Wow.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And scary at the same time.
And scary at the same time. It's pretty useful because you can be doing something like, oh, I have to make an appointment for my oil change. Hey, could you make an appointment with mine for my oil change on Thursday? Okay.
Or it will work for me when I have this thing with calling people and I could just order a pizza by saying, order me a pizza.
Domino's, I think, can already do that, and so does Pizza Hut.
If you use an app. Yeah.
No. I think the Amazon can already do that. I think
really?
it's Domino's or Pizza Hut. It's one of the two that can already do that. Say, order me a pizza, and it'll do it.
Domino's.
But as long as you have to set up settings in the app prior.
Yeah,
But once you
set up like I'm home and then it's or like I'm hungry and,
Yeah.
does something.
yeah, and
Well, that just orders it online, though, don't it? That doesn't
No,
actually call them.
no. If you set up like, hey, you can set up the settings like delivery, make sure your address is there and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll send it right to Domino's. I think it's Domino's Pizza Hut, and it'll send it to them, and then like half hour pizza show up at your door.
I know that, what was it? Was it World of Warcraft that you could order pizza through?
It was something like
Or
that.
was it, I can't remember the name. It was a really old freaking game.
And this is just a callback to, obviously, Ready Player One didn't come out. The movie came out just about a month ago, 2 months ago. What the thing was neat that they didn't have in the movie, it was kind of a quirky little moment in the book where he's playing a game in a replica of an arcade, and it's an old pizza shop, but it has like an arcade machine in it, right? And the guy's sitting there making pizza, and he can order. He's like, goes on. He's like, actually, if I want to, I can order a slice of pizza at this restaurant in the game, and a slice of pizza would be delivered to my door, which is funny. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Maybe that's the future. Okay, smart displays with Google Assistant coming this summer. So Amazon Echo Show, obviously we saw that, and the Amazon Spot. So Google is getting its own similar devices running with Google software. Well, obviously we knew this was coming because they're going to obviously have to compete. And obviously it's going to have YouTube and whatnot on them, which Amazon cannot right now because they don't like each other right now for some freaking reason. They're just like going back and forth. They really need to start working together again because it's just the smarter thing to do. But we knew that in general. But okay. Gmail can now draft emails for you almost by itself. So we have more AI showing up in Google. Google is expanding its helpful smart reply feature with more ambitious ideas. Smart Compose. Smart Compose uses AI to help you draft emails from scratch faster. So pretty much you can have like, eventually it's gonna, I think for the most part it seems like after a while it's gonna catch on to like how your replies are, and it's gonna pretty much fill the rest out. If it's pretty much like almost like a basic reply email to somebody that you're not like, you can get back to later or something, it can just go there you go and send it. That way you can, maybe that person's like notified, but you can get into a later conversation with them later on.
Kind of like Bruce Almighty when he goes to his email
Oh.
And he goes like, yes to all.
Oh. Well, this is more lines yes to, and then a whole conversation between each person. So, and not the AI writes itself. You can edit it and stuff.
Hey, Jacqueline, haven't seen you in a while, and I hope you're doing well. Let's get together soon for tacos. If you bring chips and salsa, I'll make guacamole.
But yeah, see, it's already predicting what he's going to say, like whole complete sentences. So it seems like this AI came from the development of like word prediction, very more advanced version of it.
I feel like Jacqueline already knows his address. Why is predicting the address in there for sure he knows it? I'm just joking with you.
I don't know. Why?
I want more Mario Kart in my maps.
Oh, the Mario
Pac-Man.
for Mario Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. They did Mario Day. So
It says Google Maps is getting way more social and going after Yelp. Yelp is still a thing, huh?
Yelp
Maybe
is really big.
Maybe I should start yelping my reviews.
If you're restaurants, yeah.
No, Yelp is really, really big. I've seen when I've been to restaurants, they'll say like, "Oh, 5 stars on Yelp and stuff." That's really a big deal. And if you watch like restaurant reviews or restaurant shows, these owners and stuff really depend on Yelp and the people rating on there because it's what people are looking at before they go there. And
that.
Google really wants to.
Can you post your YouTube videos onto Yelp?
I'm not sure if you can use links, but Google is really trying to compete with Yelp.
On it.
Like, okay, I'm sure everybody here who uses Android has got little notifications when you go into a new place. Hey, this is a great photo opportunity.
Yes.
All the time. So they're really trying to push the like review thing up front of Yelp.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always also get like how is this restaurant? How is that place? How is this everywhere I go? I'm like, go away.
So this basically makes it so you become more of a social media whore.
Well, yeah, but it also informs people because it helps them with obviously Google Maps and everything else. It all around helps their ecosystem.
I'm all for helping, but I mean, I think sometimes some social media really doesn't need to be in the limelight for everything, you know.
But
okay, like Cartman when he was like a Yelp troll.
Listen, I don't claim to do that card when I do food reviews, but sometimes when I pull my card out and I go, hey, look, I'm going to review your restaurant, they appreciate that, and they give me free stuff, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, so they're just going to make that a little more easier, a little more relevant, and it's just going to get more and more. Let's move on to the next one, though. And it's also adding augmented reality to directions.
Oh.
Huh?
Augmented reality to directions. So it's going to have AR turn by turn. So you're almost...
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So it's going to like highlight and go that way, turn down that road.
It probably will only work best when you're walking, though, huh? Because if you're watching the road through the phone...
No, because there's cars out there that are running Google Maps that have the cameras built into the front and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they'll see the road. So you can look over on your screen and you're going to see the same view in front of your car on that screen. You're going to see a little arrow pointing to the road you need to go down. So that's going to be really useful.
Do you think they'll ever lag, though?
No, not really. They, from what I've seen...
They're like, uh-oh.
Google Photos get better editing. Google News is curated by AI. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so the Google News thing is actually, it's not exactly, it's curated. It's almost like,
this is the thing I killed on my phone one time, where it's like it had that you swipe over to the left and have the news stuff on the side.
Oh, yeah.
God, I hated that thing.
So they're actually working on their news app. It's also just an app itself. You can download it.
You use a PowerPoint.
They're trying to really like, depending on how people rate the news, like websites and stuff like that, they're going to have the more relevant up there and the ones that are more credible. So they're really dialing down on some of the best like information right in front of you,
based on the things that you liked as well.
On you liked, and also what other people think is credible.
See, I like the Google News thing. I don't know if I don't have this particular app, but like if I go to Google itself on my phone,
Yeah, it does give you relevant news towards you.
Yeah, it'll like got all this thing. Like if you got to Google, now I got all this news.
Yeah.
It's all gaming and tech and stuff related.
Yeah, they're adding different swipes.
Well,
They're adding different swipes to it, so you can get to different categories. They're adding, obviously, AI, so it can coordinate like what you like best, and they're also going to make sure they're getting articles to you that are actually factually based, based on people's responses.
And sometimes I'll get things from Google Assistant as well.
Yeah, so they are really trying to be the leader in that. Google Lens can now copy text from real world into the phone, and not just what do you got? Photo scan app.
Oh, wow.
This is actually seeing text and then going highlighting it and copying it.
That is really cool.
So this is actually pretty useful. It's actually really useful, especially if you want to like copy a number or something real quick.
What floor you're on?
Or yeah, anything like that. So you can copy it and put it in a notepad real quick.
Because it's come to like you go to a parking garage or something and you
Just
just
take a
take a picture. You know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What tells us?
So and now it also is going to help you buy fashionable things.
Oh my.
That would look really good on you.
Shut up, Tabitha.
I'm Carla. You always get it
Oh
wrong.
my god, that is so cute.
Tabitha, stop it.
Look, your skinny jeans.
Tabitha. Tabitha.
You can fit in
Tabitha.
Oh, she gave you the hand.
Gave him the hand.
Tabitha.
Okay, let's get to the next topics.